October 25th, 1975. On the Fiorano circuit, not far from the Ferrari factory at Maranello, the Ferrari 312 T2 makes its first official appearance in the presence of the Ferrari technicians. This is the car that in 1976 will try to repeat the achievements of the fantastic 312T in the 1975 World Formula One Championships. A triumphant season and a coveted title, the 21st won by the Ferrari men in 24 years of championship activities. Now, however, Monza is only an enchanting memory. Ferrari is already thinking of the future, of the new 312 T2, which has been handed over to Niki Lauda for the practical tests in the last link of the chain of knowledge, know-how and experience, which starts at the Maranello works and ends on the tracks all over the world. And not only on the Formula One tracks. The technical experience of the Maranello works is transferred to and affects the mass production models. To what extent?
Le dirò, su una fabbrica di proporzioni quantitativamente
I can tell you,
poco rilevanti
in a factory that is numerically as small as the Ferrari, the innovations and new technical devices can be passed on fairly quickly. With much larger factories, this takes place over a longer time.
To what extent and in what way can a victory in the World Formula One Championships affect the Italian car industry?
Io penso che è difficile stabilirne la misura.
I think that it is difficult to estimate the extent. It certainly does have an effect, because it contributes to maintaining a world image of specialized manufacturing, which obviously is reflected onto everything that is made in our country.
Che ovviamente accredita un po' tutto quello che si fa nel nostro paese.
More tests on the Fiorano track. This track reproduces the most difficult sections of circuits all over the world. A television circuit makes it possible to follow the car's every movement. Careful testing will give the final decision on whether to adopt each new technical or stylistic innovation. All this is in order to make the new 312 T2 a winning car too. Monte Carlo, Monaco Grand Prix. The Ferrari team wants to win this race, which has slipped through their fingers for 20 years, and it looks as if they'll manage it this time. 18 cars have been admitted to race in this, the 5th race of the World Championships.
No, because it seems that the car is not 100% left.
The forecast of a wet edition of the Grand Prix forces the drivers to try out their performance with tires for the wet. and to find the correct position, because in the race everything must be in order. Every second lost will be fatal. They're off. Lauda, with the best time in the heats, has the right to the first place and leads the dance right from the first lap. It's going to be a fascinating duel against his rival Emerson Fittipaldi, the first of a hard struggle. Straight away, the rain plays an important part. After a few laps, it stops raining, and from this moment on, the battle is felt not only on the track, but also in the pits, because the surface is drying. This is a race within a race, the one in which the mechanics of the various companies change the tires for the wet to tires for the dry. After 2 hours of strenuous racing in which technicians, mechanics and thousands of fans participate with their hearts in their mouths, Lauda takes the flag at the 75th lap, beating Fittipaldi and so winning one of the most glorious victories for the manufacturer and for the driver. What differences are there between Formula One this year and last year?
It is very much more competitive this year. In comparison to the other vehicles, Ferrari has a much better engine. The engine is very powerful. This is the big difference.
And what about the drivers? Any difference there?
Nick is doing wonderfully. He's driven very well this year. The organization of the Ferrari team has worked very well, but there's a difference between the engines.
How about next season?
I'd like to have more horsepower behind me next year.
What do you foresee in the future?
I shall try and get as near as possible to the Ferrari in the future, but it will be difficult.
The 46th Italian Grand Prix at Monza is the last race but one of the World Drivers' Championships. Only half a point is needed to make Lauda and the Ferrari the official world champions. In both the heats before the race, the Ferraris of Lauda and Regazzoni make the best time. There couldn't be a more favorable omen. In the pits, before the start, work is done to finish off the last details. It's a frantic race for technical perfection. Nothing must be left to chance. Even the smallest and most insignificant part may be decisive for the final result. Off at last. The Ferrari's victorious merry-go-round begins. Regazzoni is in the lead right from the start and will stay there until the end. At the end of the first lap, behind Regazzoni and Lauda, who are in the lead, the group breaks up because of an accident without consequences for the drivers, in which Andretti, Breeze and Peterson are involved. At the end of the next lap, the two Ferraris are still in the lead by a good distance. Regazzoni also drives the fastest lap, beating the previous record set up by Carlos Pace on a Brabham with 1 minute 33.1 at an average speed of 223.501 kilometers an hour. He also makes the new record for distance at an average of 218.034 kilometers an hour. At the end, a triumphal welcome for the red cars. For Regazzoni, who has towered above everyone, and for Niki Lauda, who at the end of an outstanding season has brought back to Italy a title which gives glory not only to the sporting world, but also to the whole Italian car industry. An all-out victory for Niki Lauda. 6 other victories in International Grand Prix with Lauda and Regazzoni, 1 second and 4 third places, and the winning of the Formula One Manufacturers' Cup. May 11th, Monaco Grand Prix. First, Niki Lauda. May 25th, Belgian Grand Prix. First, Niki Lauda. June 8th, Swedish Grand Prix. First, Niki Lauda. July 6th, French Grand Prix. First, Niki Lauda. September 7th, Italian Grand Prix. First, Clay Regazzoni. October 5th, United States Grand Prix. First, Niki Lauda.